Hello, I'm Kate. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. And it has been a lot quieter around here than it used to be. I recognize that. I'm here to explain myself, but also don't know if we all need to explain ourselves when we are less publicly visible versus when we are not as publicly visible. I prefer taking some rest periods and some cave time. And this year's cave was a lot deeper and darker. And in a great way, it actually provided me a lot of creativity and clarity, a lot of perspective. It's the path of an international digital nomad oracle, or at least the path of me. And that's all that really needs to be said about it, I suppose. Yeah, I don't really want it to be an apology video or like me try to defend myself. I do really enjoy being here as well, though. So it was challenging on me in some ways because I really enjoy being present for the Heart's Frontier, and I also felt as though I needed to go within and to have a deeper level up and to take some time on my own and with animals and traveling and exploring where I felt called to and being in sunshine and restructuring, reorganizing as well. And so I never really stopped working. I just decided that I'm going to work differently and I needed a slower pace, not necessarily of productivity, getting things done, but that I needed a slower pace in my life. And I also was craving getting more out of my life. And so those two concepts were feeling in quite a direct contrast with each other. And so I have been rebuilding and refining, still very much am. I have been traveling and healing and getting more sunshine and actually living and actually relaxing. And I have also been doing work in many different directions, some of them which you won't see for the next months or year or years even. And that's okay. I'm really okay with the idea that we all have mysteries and creative aspirations or ventures, or if you don't have creative ones, maybe you just have other dreams that you would like to do. And some of them don't get shared until they're closer to the surface. And so I feel like I've been downloading in a way the next, 5, 10 years of projects and missions and goals. And some of them felt quite big, which requires quite a relaxed resting period to integrate to make sense of it all, I really think. And so I have been asked by a few people here and there, and I do one-to-one work, but I haven't been sharing or advertising it in the same way. So I still have been doing little sessions here and there, a few a week or something. And then I have the business mentorship group, and I love that. And they're really special to me. And we are going to welcome more people into that. I'll explain that in a second or later on. But people have been asking a little bit like, what am I doing next? Or for me, I've been asking, what am I actually building that feels the most true for me? And some of the ancestral healing work that I've been doing over the past year and a bit of digital nomad international travel has been through my mother's ancestral healing side or ancestral side. And I'm not going to go and chop this video together, I don't think so. I'm sorry if I just misspeak, I'll just correct it. And I can do that with like episodes, like the historicals that are going to come out on OracleFest. I can absolutely like edit and have things be more formal and clean. But for Arts Frontier, I think it's important that I just be upfront and authentic and speak more honestly whenever I can. And so, yeah, I haven't actually been inactive, but I feel like I look like I've been very inactive, and I have very deeply reworked the foundations of everything. Like the what I actually build off of is way calmer, less stressful, less from pressure. And so I was really addressing all the layers that I had been feeling pressure that was not supportive or not true for me. and where I'm meant to head. And then there's pressures that I wasn't addressing because I was distracted by the other ones, right? So the other real pressures that need to be there, allowing them in as well and making space for them in my body. And so Hearts Frontier has grown beyond sessions. And some of you might have seen that I did a retreat, the second retreat in April in Scotland. The first one was the previous autumn, and it was a return to earth shamanic ancestral healing retreat. And this one was a 10 day, I think ended up being 12 for me maybe, but a 10-day throughout the Scottish Highlands. And it was storytelling and spirit and soul growth. And so I did a lot of really beautiful one-to-one sessions, and it made me miss my one-to-one practice. And that is where I started. You may or may not actually know that, but where I got my start was doing aromatherapy and Thai massage and restorative and yin yoga and head massages and reflexology, so feet as well, Oracle and an intuitive work, which was just naturally building out of doing all these physical practices. So really, I got started with very practical body work, and I really enjoy that. And there's a reason that I studied it. And of course, I went on to do hypnotherapy and shamanic healing and to deepen my Oracle work like wild, and to then teach intuition development. But the beginnings were these one-to-one healing sessions in person. And so now I'm still doing the hypnotherapy work online. I'm also doing retreats. I'm also doing mentorship and creativity projects. And that seems part of my Oracle work as well, which you'll see why when more of it gets released. And shamanic work as well. I still do shamanic work. And so it feels like there's lots of these different areas within healing that I'm still called to pursue. Hypnotherapy is endlessly fascinating because I'm able to help people really uncover very deep beliefs that might be holding them back. And I can't imagine that ever going out of style. I can't imagine any of this actually going out of style at any point. So basically, the Heart's Frontier is a much wider body of work now. And it might even include my art and music work or my writing. I'm going to be sharing more blogs. I wrote one recently about the luxury of cave time, but then I got really distracted by the OracleFest website and wanting to update the Heart's Frontier website. Both of them still need a little bit of work, but this is always a work in progress. Nothing is ever complete or perfect, truly. And so instead of offering random services, there's going to be intuitive time. That's how you book with me. I then also have the spirit-led business mentorship group. And there's also a living body of other work and other ways to interact. And the Heart's Frontier, the name really was built as an umbrella because I've always known that I was this way. I've always done a lot of things and I've always wanted to. And it seems a part of the way I am as a human. So the main word that I have come to sit with across all of my work with people over the years is this feeling of remembering. It's something that comes up very frequently. Remembering is like what people feel happens when they heal from being on survival mode all the time. I've really had to navigate what my own compass is, my own temperature gauge, thermometer on survival and on what panicking is needed for in my life. Living nomadically in very extreme ways or really testing and being at a high threshold of risk in my life has been deeply grounding. It might seem totally counterintuitive, but living in a way where I have had to embrace a great deal of uncertainty in order to follow my path has allowed me to rise above survival mode, regardless of most circumstances. I still got survival mode queued for like shark attacks and bears and stuff like that, but not where it's not needed. And that's where a lot of this change and shift in how I'm working is coming through. And it's a lot of trust to slow down, to recognize the wisdom that has been built, to trust what others are saying about what is possible, and to not hustle for hustle's sake. And so remembering also, people say that often when they hear the shamanic drum or the work of shamanic work, it feels like remembering there's an ancestral, deeper thread between a lot of these practices and rituals, regardless of where they came from, because you have connection to your land and your ancestors moving further back. And that is deeper direction. And remembering also is like remembering who we are beyond maybe body symptoms or beyond the self-doubt when you are struggling to listen to your intuition. And remembering is that concept that I just keep coming back to. Like if life has gone far, if you've had a lot of success in your life and yet you still feel empty, remembering is the quality of remembering your soul self and returning to the deeper meaning for your life, your deeper purpose. I love remembering as well because I do love ancestral healing work and the idea of remembering in order to heal as well. And that's not living in the past, believe you me. That is certainly not the way this works. But my own life has definitely changed in this time. And I don't naturally gravitate to sharing my life online, but I do like to share updates or stories or lessons or things where possible. And so I might just go through the archives of the last year and a bit and find little stories of things I've learned in this time. And it's not like I'm stopping the nomadic ways right now either. There's a lot of travel planned for the rest of my year here. And I'm sure that's not going to slow down because I love doing retreats. I love experiencing new places, and I really love the idea of continuing to help in different areas of the world. So travel will definitely be a part of my life no matter what. But clearly, by the way I'm talking, I'm also anticipating that perhaps there is a change coming in where I am starting to feel ready to put down some roots and create more art and music. That is a tough thing to do super easily on the road. You need a few things to come together to have the right instruments or space to do that, or materials as you travel as well. I have been following my ancestral healing story and developing that as well, actually developing it into an album, potentially a film in the future that I would love to record in Scotland. So I've been making more art and music and meeting with my music mentor, Feely Gibbons, and doing writing and also video and planning and creating. And so I have been in a real deep, beautiful creative cave, but not much to show for it for you. But I know what I have created in this time. And I'm really looking forward to releasing more and more as this year goes on. It is going to be a really thrilling year. I've also been rebuilding OracleFest, visioning how much and shift in order for us to help gathering, supporting people with their intuition, with OracleFest, I'm finding it hard to also put into words. What I have been doing is really learning a deep lesson of what I think sometimes happens when we get really excited and want to bring spirituality to the forefront or want to bring some of our intuitive, non-ordinary self to the forefront, is that I am really excited to always bring OracleFest things forward. And you do still face a little bit of those fears about how other people can view this work. I've known now so many of these OracleFest speakers and OracleFest attendees who are just so on point with their passion, their mission, their purpose, and their spiritual self. And they are wise people. Both attendees and the speakers are wise people and intuitively led people. It feels so special to be able to create a space that is OracleFest. I feel so blessed that the vision has come through me for it, and that I continue to be blessed by seeing more insight about how it can work. I also feel like I didn't want it to feel demanding. I don't want it to feel demanding for speakers. I don't want it to feel demanding for myself. I'm actually really tired of that. And I think that there's a way that we can all meet and gather and grow OracleFest in a much calmer way, with some more prep and lead time, which is on me to make that decision. And so I've made that decision. We'll have the event, early bird ending earlier, and we'll have the schedule done earlier, and all these things, trimming only what is needed to create a really strong third big Oracle Fest. And there are little events that we do along the way, but originally I was going to do everything like every month and show up all the time. And that actually puts me in a constant promotional cycle. And it's not helpful for an Oracle Fest, an artist, a creator, and someone who travels often. It's just unreasonable. And I still think I can show up for Oracle Fest, and that we are going to gather the support that is needed through all of our combined collective efforts and the kindness of everyone who shares out the message about Oracle Fest and the upcoming Oracle Fest events. But I certainly never want it to feel like I'm hauling something that, is seen as maybe not necessary. And so I'm just keeping the important bits in there, the stuff that I know is important. Our podium events that are seasonal gatherings, they're really beautiful events, and I'm going to try and trim them so they're even not shorter to make it less engaging, but actually to make it easier to take part in the whole thing, because I have a habit of making very long events or long videos. If you are currently listening, thank you for being here. In fact, if you're currently listening, you probably like me enough to subscribe or to like the video at the very least, or even leave a comment and tell me what you don't like about me. But I would prefer not to read that today. So I'll go and read it tomorrow. So these are the parts of myself that I have been remembering and uncovering. And in order for me to feel like my life is fulfilling and moving in the direction that I need to pursue my visions and my artistry. And so what's important is having a lifestyle, including Oracle Fest, that can allow me the space and resources to be able to do that. Well, looks like I'm going to have to cut the video together anyway, because I just had to go answer the door for my dog, my parents' dog. I don't actually have a dog. I don't have a home yet. I'm still nomadic, but I'm pet sitting for my parents' next door neighbor, and my parents' dog comes over to the house and asks for treats. It's so bold. Just let himself in anyway. So basically, that's the shift that I've made with everything. My own life has to include these various parts of myself. I've got to be able to make room for the work that is wanting to come through. And that just required me making some different decisions and having some different boundaries, and wanting to be really honest with myself about like my life. My body feels worn from so much of the travel and shifting and overworking. And so what can I do when I'm still going to be traveling? Make little shifts and also try less working, overworking. Try to work in ways that are already in flow, that don't feel like they're asking too much. Yeah. And so I'm still doing healing work, basically. I am still offering shamanic healing online, hypnotherapy work, which I do have folks regularly booking in for, and oracle work, and 1-to-1 sessions as well for various other things. So if you wish, there are also other ways now. So that is still what I do. If you have not heard of any of those things, or you are interested in working with me, don't know where to start, you can just send me a message or an email, reach out, and I can help you decide what might be the best path forward. And we also have the mentorship. So there's the spirit-led business mentorship group that I've been leading for since the autumn, actually. I think I've been leading it since maybe October or something. We started that. Really fun. I love working with people who are running a business from their heart, or guided by their spirit or spirit guides, and who want to get support on marketing strategy or brainstorming or authentic branding or ways of sharing that don't feel icky, or systems and tech integration. I used to be a virtual assistant for many years. I also just really like technology and helping people and trying to find the path of least resistance. I'm really skilled with, I have to say, helping people shift their mindset and beliefs to help them feel more confident and to remove resistance to their work and to what it is they're here to do. That's what I really love doing. And I show up for that all the time with so much ease. I could just sit there for hours chatting to the business mentorship group. We do meet for 90 minutes twice a week if you wish. So you can dip into once a week or both, or, either or as you see fit. And it is a really reasonable rate for that much access. But I just believe that more spirit-led businesses need to be in the world. And I would like to help you with that since I enjoy being in both worlds. My mind is very happy in both worlds. And so let me support you in standing up into your gifts and your work that you're here to do, your mission, and make a real change in your life as well. Pursuing your own business in general, regardless of if it is spiritual or simply guided by your heart, is a huge undertaking. And so that's a huge transition that someone is making in life. And I really like working with people at big turning points. I actually don't love, and I know this might not be the nicest thing to hear if you have done a one session with me and that's it. I don't love that. I love doing deeper work. I really love seeing someone for more than a single session and actually helping through a turning point, or to help with a deep transformation, a shift that is more radical. I enjoy that. My skills and my work is well suited to that as well. And so I'm trying to work in that level of depth wherever possible. Retreats are perfect for that. Most people who come on retreats are looking to get away to experience something that they are not experiencing at home, or to gain some perspective or some clarity, which is perfect for an oracle like me, who also loves to help people relax. My mom used to call me a relaxologist because she couldn't remember all of the different healing modalities that I was trained in, but it caught on. And actually it remains true. That is one of my deepest loves, is to support the body in a relaxation that you may never have known, even with a layered experience. The senses are very important to us as signals and receiving intuition. Anyway, I really do love one-to-one work. And I also am realizing what I really want to do is a lot deeper work with people at these big thresholds, change-making times. Or, also people say for one-to-one retreats who have had a great win, a great success in life, or just retired from a successful career. I think of like tech founders who sell their business and they've been on hustle nonstop for years. And they forget, who am I beneath all of this, and what is meant to be now that I'm comfortable financially? What's next? That is something I know that I really want to help people with, as well as people who are nearing the end of their life, or who have received a terminal illness and are dealing with processing their life in a different way, the story of their life, or doing some of that soul work with the precious time that they have left, or having an experience that is just for them, deeply relaxing because they know that, their life perspective has changed. And might you just want to take care of yourself and be in a restorative place? Absolutely. So the kind of people that I'm working with, it's not, try talking to a lot of different spiritual people. Sometimes people have this is who I work with, right? But other times it's a little more broad and interpretive. So this is who I am loving working with, and who I am blessed to work with, and who I get to continue working with. If you don't fit into one of these directly, don't count yourself out, but I think you will. So I love working with people who feel something shifting, but maybe they're not quite seeing it, or maybe they're not quite able to even describe it yet. They're looking to really vision quest and get that new identity online. They don't have to be online. I mean, alive. People who are tired of performing or overachieving for other people's expectations, or like a life or a business that isn't true for them, right? People who are living in a way that does not feel true. Those are people who I love working with and love helping to mentor and keep on track. People who have healing gifts or creative skills or intuitive skills that they want to trust more, or they want to pursue more. And this is because that's also part of my story and my experience. And as I learn, I am also able to support. So also people who are navigating some sort of lineage or ancestral wounds, or some chronic patterns I'm good with also those limiting beliefs or people who are struggling with their creative or their spiritual identity in some kind of way, and who are looking to find themselves again. That remembering quality, right? People who feel as though they've forgotten and they know that they've forgotten something, but maybe they can't quite name it. And so it's people who don't want a shallow spirituality or like another certification or just forced business advice to hustle forever. But you also want practical movement. You also need homework and a little bit of accountability, and you want someone who's going to give it to you straight, because I am one of those people. And that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. I do feel softer in many ways these days. I also feel bolder and with a clearer voice. So who knows? Maybe it's done a bit of both. And business mentorship is now a part of the work that I do. And I don't think I really shared that publicly. I think I just shared that within the Side Chicks group. If you haven't been to the Side Chicks Casual Metaphysical Community group on Facebook, I've been a part of it since like 2019. It's been a long time I've been a part of that group, and I really enjoy it. It's a really nice space. The people who are there generally are there because they just want a relaxed place to connect with other spiritual or intuitive or, wooey kind of people, however you would self-describe. And it's not only women. It is called the Side Chicks, but it's not only women, which I also appreciate. And so I have been helping fellow intuitive and creative people build clearer businesses that feel more true to them and stronger and actually have potentially more market value and selling potential. And I'm also going to be mentoring inside the Side Chicks as well. So I will be a business mentor within the Side Chicks group. And this has come from my own lived experience building OracleFest and Hearts Frontier, building businesses prior to that as well that were more in social media marketing strategy as well, has retreats, helping manage a retreat center, events, sessions, workshops, online offers, downloads, courses, communities, YouTube channels, websites. I'm just listing keywords now. But I have a lot of experience in all these different things. And I really enjoy helping people make their offer a bit more clear and their message feel more true to them and also valuable for the person coming across them. And to really encourage people to be more visible, which is so funny because my poor group has probably been like, man, she tells us to be visible all the time when that's our goal. And I've also been in my little cave and not really feeling like being super visible. I've just shifted out of that, honestly, today writing this and being with you all. And I do really enjoy, it's funny, you can avoid hitting record. And then as soon as you hit record, I feel the energy of everyone who's about to receive this video now or in the future. And like, you're just all really sweet and really lovely. And so it seems really strange to avoid you, right? Like conceptually, that seems really strange, but it's more so that I like to bring value when I'm here. I like to do something useful. I like to know what the point is of me being there. I don't like to be present just for appearances' sake. I don't do stuff for appearances. I don't do that. I'm not here for that. I like beauty for my appearance, and that's it. I like my own little beauty rituals. And then, I don't want to hear about it. So I really am good at helping with deeper blocks underneath or deeper beliefs holding someone back, or helping with mindset and confidence and the ability to free yourself and just trust yourself being online, that it can work and that actually systems are there to support you and not to hold you back. And it doesn't have to be boring. It can actually be fun. So I don't like people being really fake or pushy, or only following a formula. And sometimes it can be hard because we're in that AI age and people do want to follow formulas, and it can be comforting for people to read and to slip into that. So I try to take both like a spiritual and a practical approach. Like, how can I help you be more efficient in your business? And also, how can I help you feel like it represents you and also supports you working in flow instead of feeling like you're facing resistance all the time? And I don't like spirit-led business owners being underpaid. I don't like them being vague or staying hidden. That frustrates me. In a good way, I think that helps me to encourage people because I just want you out there. I really do. And I care a lot about helping spiritual people grow their work without making it weird for everybody else. And that's why the Side Chicks or the Enlightened Entrepreneurs group that Brandy Peters runs are great, because it's like not fake or manipulative. And we sort of call that stuff out. And it's why I feel really blessed to be welcomed in both those spaces and to now be business mentoring for the Side Chicks. So OracleFest. OracleFest is the larger gathering. The big OracleFest online is what I call it, because I've found that the more you come up with other names, it just gets more confusing. And if you want to do something different, start calling things what they are. Big OracleFest online. That's what it is. The big one is the end of January. We do it around Imbolc. So it's the end of January. And then there are, it's not separate completely from the Heart's Frontier, because obviously it's me, and it's an expression of the same values of intuition. And this OracleFest, though, is a gathering place for others. It is like for intuition, for ceremony. It takes place on Oracle Mountain, this non-ordinary space that I went to in a vision and have continued to go and visit in visions and receive input for. You know, it was super frustrating during the whole spring season, basically. Anytime I would journey to go be with OracleFest, I was seeing maybe something developing, but it was like so foggy. And then I was ushered always up to this tower. And it was like I was kept in this tower for safekeeping, which is so interesting. Anyone who knows me from Empath Energetics days knows that I often got the archetype of damsel to work with somewhere in either my archetypes for light, shadow, or legacy. I would have this damsel or this maiden, and so it was like the damsel archetype was haunting me, and still sometimes to this day can haunt me. It might just be she might just be my muse at this point. I might hate the damsel so much that I love her now within myself. Anyway, I would love, if anyone knows anything about archetypes, I'd love to know what archetypes anyone is seeing come up for themselves often right now. I would not say that damsel's coming up for me often at the moment, but it is so funny how it has been a part of my past. And so what I noticed in these visions is that I kept going up to this like tower and was being made to rest. They were like pointing out this, purple bed. And it was like, lie down, actually, like seriously, lie down. And, people want to hear from you when you have rested, when you have restored, when you are recovered. You do not show up as an oracle constantly. You don't visit the oracle every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? It's like you show up for gatherings, for important questions, for community, and for ceremony together. And so that is what OracleFest is. It's like a festival and ceremony and gathering of oracles all over. And it's for the inner oracle to celebrate our inner oracle as a collective. And it brings together many teachers and artists and sound healers and mystics and I'm really astrologers. What else do we have? Yeah, artists, singers. We have so many different psychologists or psychotherapists, rather. And we have lots of folks within the community that understand we don't necessarily have to be an oracle professionally in order to recognize the inner oracle within us. So Heart's Frontier is kind of like the umbrella or the home place, and OracleFest is the wider gathering space. So anyways, Oracle Mountain itself is also open to everyone. Every time I do an Oracle Fest event, I'm hosting them, and then I will invite us to go connect with Oracle Mountain and see what happens. So I did finally start seeing development and getting more guidance for myself in the last month. But before that, it was honestly like a closed book journey-wise, which can be so frustrating because before that, building Oracle Fest, it was always something new. Every time I went to this space, it was always something new. And wouldn't you know it, resting was the toughest lesson of all. So what I'm wanting to share more of now is the type of work that I do behind the scenes. If that's interesting to you, let me know if it's interesting to you. If it's not interesting to you, I don't have to do any videos like that. But I wonder whether people might want to see more behind the scenes of how I'm putting certain things together, how I try to keep my life together as a nomad, or how I do different work projects, or I don't know if it might be interesting to you. Probably the people who do spirit-led business mentorship with me will find that a benefit. I do have spaces opening up in that this month. We are moving to meeting on Sundays and Thursdays. So if one or maybe both of those work for you, let me know. And just reach out if you think you might want to expand your business with my support and my cheerleading and my keeping you on the straight and narrow, or the wavy, windy path you're meant to be on. And so I would love to know what you would like more of. So if you could please leave a comment, it would help me out. Not only because I have been a bit quiet and now I've got to get the algorithms up. Man, isn't that the worst part about consistency and visibility? Is like, I know logically how helpful it is. You got to respect the process though. So let me know. Would you like more videos? Would you like more writing, more blogs? Would you like more ancestral healing content, or more business mentorship type of content? And that would be more soul-led business guidance, more spiritual practices, or like more body work, or more artist work, or more of me like connecting with land, singing with land. I do have a couple videos of that I haven't shared, but would you like more information and invitations to the sessions that I have, or to mentorship options, or to the retreats, to OracleFest? Would you like to know about all that stuff in here on Hearts Frontier as well as over on OracleFest? Let me know if you would like that crossover, because I'm sort of at a threshold too of, do I keep putting OracleFest stuff on here, or do I just make this Hearts Frontier and Kate's space? And I talk about OracleFest and building it as I go, but more from the side versus the actual promotions. You just let me know. And I am going to be sharing more because I don't know. I think I do know that I don't want things to only come out when I feel they're ready or they're perfect. I do want to be expressing myself more honestly and more vulnerably always. And as soon as I'm done with cave time, I got to go join the fire. So here I am at the fire for as long as I can handle the heat. So in Tune June, this is I think second last thing. In Tune June. So I figured that part of my re-entering out into the world with that cave vlog, and with inviting people to the spirit-led business mentorship group and relaunching OracleFest in a new way, I thought I might offer a way to work with me at a reduced rate, because I know that can make it easier sometimes to say yes. So it'll be $222 to meet with me for an hour. Normally it's $288. And if you join the Spirit-Led Business Mentorship group this month, it's also $222 US. So if you want to sign up for one or either, you're not quite sure, reach out. But it's in Tune June with 222s all over the place. And yeah, so that's, to meet with me for intuitive time is really open. If you've never done an intuitive session with someone, it's a great time to just bring some things that you're looking for insight on, bring some questions, bring what you are a bit confused or unclear about. Where is uncertainty super uncomfortable for you? And what is it that you would like to understand in a deeper way? And so that's in Tune June. I'll share more out. So hopefully you go and click now and go get that. Send me a message so you don't forget if you don't want to book in with me, because it will be for June only. I'm not going to keep it going after that point. But yeah, it's a big discount, like $66 on an hour with me. And it's always a very in-depth hour. It's never a light hour. Ask anyone. So a closing question. I would really love to ask you. So if you are writing your comment on any of these other pieces, then please finish that as well. But if you haven't had a reason to write a comment yet, I still want to hear from you. It does help me with growing the channel, and it would really mean a lot to me if you're here right now. Maybe what are you remembering about yourself right now, or lately, or recently? What are you wanting to remember about yourself? But what are you remembering about yourself right now? And it's just a pleasure to be back. It's a pleasure to be here and with you all, and continuing to do this work, and continuing to trust my own heart's frontier, the expanse beyond my own heart. So thank you very much again for being here, liking and sharing the video. If you could share the video, it might get to a few more people as well. but I'm back, baby. So say hi below, like the video, and I'll be seeing you again very soon.